Okay, let's read another book. It was Saturday, and Eugene wanted to stay at the aquarium forever. She wanted to smell the damp, salty air and stare at the glittery rainbow of fish. She wanted to keep watching her favorite animals, the sharks. Eugene pretended she was walking on the bottom of the sea. What would it be like to swim with herd sharks, to breathe underwater with gills of her own? More than anything, she wanted to find out. When the summer came, Eugene's mother took her to swim at the beach of the Atlantic City. Stuffing sticky gum into her ears to keep water out, Eugene dove down, down, down. The salt stung her eyes, but she didn't want to miss a single fish. Constellation of sea stars speckled the pebbled sand. She imagined the silvery fin standing strong on her back, slicing through the ocean current. To others, sharks were ugly and scary, but Eugene knew they were beautiful, and as she glided through the cool water, she wished everyone could see the sharks through her eyes. But the sharks were not on in her mind now. Eugene decided to learn everything she could about them. So she dove, this time into books. She read a lot about whale sharks and nurse sharks and tiger sharks and lemon sharks. Eugene wanted to know all about the sharks. She also joined the Queens County Aquarium Society as the youngest member. Eugene's notebooks were filled with sharks. They swam in her daydreams and on the margin of her pages. At home, Eugene's mother surprised her with an aquarium of her own. A 15-gallon tank was too much for sharks, but Eugene saved her allowance to buy guppies and clownfish and coral red snails. It felt as big as an ocean in her room. Their small apartment became an aquarium, a laboratory, a sanctuary. As she grew older, many were still telling Eugene what to do. Forget those sharks. Be a secretary, be a housewife. Eugene wanted to study zoology, but some of her professors thought women weren't smart enough to be scientists or brave enough to explore the oceans, and they said that sharks were mindless monsters. Eugene knew better. Her dream was as big as a whale's shark. So again, Eugene dove. She plunged into every course she could. Her laboratory became her home. From sunrise to sunset, she studied how fish grow, how they behave, and how they're put together inside and out. Despite all the people who didn't believe her, Eugene was becoming one of the smartest students in her field. Even after she earned her degree, many still doubted her. But Eugene's work was just beginning. Eager to make discoveries of her own, Eugene finally dove into the open ocean. In the Red Sea, Eugene collected hundreds of fish, including three new species that had never been discovered before: a red sea sand diver, a piper fish, and a volcano triplepin. On a research mission exploring the Palau Islands, Eugene was diving alone when she encountered her first ever wild shark. She wasn't afraid. Instead, she thought it was beautiful. In the Isla Mujeres, she dispelled the myth that sharks must keep moving to stay alive when they swam through dark caves, as they were silent and still, full of resting sharks. Eugene's daring heart grew bolder with each dive. Soon they began to call her the Shark Lady. Eugene had proven she was smart enough to be a scientist and brave enough to explore the oceans. As her courage grew, she began to love and understand her beloved sharks more and more. But she never forgot many still believed the sharks were mindless killers. Because of their scary reputations, humans were hunting sharks all over the world. Eugene knew the sharks weren't stupid or mean. Sharks were just like any other animal trying to survive. She was determined to prove everyone wrong. Eugene fished through her mind and devised a brilliant experiment. Could she train a shark the way a person trains a dog? Were sharks much smarter than anyone knew? They were. Eugene was the first scientist in the world to train sharks and even learned that they could remember their training for at least 2 months afterwards. Sharks were not mindless killers. They were beautiful. Sharks were smart. They deserved to be studied, to be protected, and to be loved. And Eugene's dream was now a dream come true. Wow. So, a quick are sharks dangerous monsters? No way. Most only about there's more than 400 species of sharks and only 12 of them, about a dozen are dangerous to us. The sharks have impressive teeth and they constantly grow new teeth and lose new teeth. And they're big and small and everything in between. And some sharks, and they're very old. They were there 400 years ago. Huh. They survived the dinosaurs being extinct. Look at that. And there's the shark lady, famous scientist. All right.